Connor.
Head coach Bobby Hurley is joining us. Thanks for the time, Coach. Please start us off with an opening statement, then we will move on to questions from the media.
Well, I loved our resiliency tonight, how we fought, and losing the lead inside of 4 minutes after we had it, most of the game, and it was a gut check moment. And we made some really nice plays down the stretch, and I was really pleased with Alonzo Verge and how he handled coming off the bench, and I thought provided an enormous spark to what we were doing tonight, as Jalen House did, in the Cal game. Kamani Lawrence really, made the clutch free throws. He's tweaked his shot a little bit, and it's paying dividends for him, and I'm very happy for him. In addition to his great defense in that last possession against one of the best players in the conference. So, and then let's talk about the free throws, guys. I mean, our free throws were tremendous. We were 15 out of 17. So I'm really pleased about the free throws. And that's about it. I'll open it up for any questions now.
Use the raise hand function if you have a question. Start off with Hode.
Bobby, I know it's one thing to look at a scouting report and know that Stanford is very prone to turn over the ball, but it's another matter altogether to really take advantage of it. Can you talk about the defensive effort really harassing their ball handlers?
Well, we knew that they were thin based on not having those players available for the game that would have helped in that department. But it's what we do anyway, and it's so we just wanted to stick with that plan. I thought it got us going in the first half. We had 13 of those in the first half, and it transitioned into some offense the other way for us. So I was very happy with our energy at that end of the floor.
Michael?
Yeah, Coach, I know you obviously touched on the defense, but, I mean, do you feel what Jalen House, has done the last two games, especially even this game against Stanford tonight, a little bit of a longer team to spark the defense even more? Because it just seems like when he's on the court, not that your guys aren't playing defense, but they just pick their effort up even more.
Yeah, Jalen's a guy that I don't judge on whether he's always making a shot. I think he had a couple of good looks and didn't connect tonight, but he still brought the same things to the table that he always does.
Michelle?
You guys had lost so many close games in that 6-game losing streak, Coach. How much did gutting out that win over Cal kind of give you some momentum and confidence that you can pull these games out?
Well, we talked to the team in the under 4 about losing the lead, and we've been here before, and winning the last game, the Cal game, I'm sure helped, and we know how to get these things done, and pleased to see that we can beat a really good team tonight. And they're I know they didn't have those guys, but they have a good structure to how they play, and they have really good bigs that are difficult matchup problems for 4 teams, and they're a very good passing team. And, they're coming off wins versus UCLA and Arizona, so they're playing very well.
Adam?
Hey, Coach, I know you mentioned you were pleased with how Alonzo performed, but these last 2 games, having him come off the bench, do you feel like that kind of gives you guys that offensive spark? Because he was pretty efficient on the night and really gave you that boost off the bench unit.
Well, I think in the second half and even in the first half, there were some minutes where Josh and Remy and Zoe were all out there. But, when he comes off the bench, it provides me the opportunity to go to him a little more when maybe Josh or Remy are not in the game. And he could be a little more of the focal point on the offensive end. And so I think, him sacrificing a little bit and coming off the bench it could be a plus for us.
Doug?
Bobby, not to try to get you into trouble, but when the free throw disparity is what it was in the second half, what are some of the conversations or what are you trying to do just to point that out to the officials as the game's unfolding?
I don't want to get into that as much. I really am in a good place mentally about what we just did, and I'm very happy. I'm disappointed. I had a good jump on the sideline, just couldn't stick the landing, so I have to deal with that now. With my team, and we talked about that after the game. But I'm in a happy place right now, so I don't want to dwell on any negative.
Couple more questions, Chris.
Hey,
Coach, kind of a similar question to Adam Noel's, but how big of a difference offensively do you think moving Alonzo Verge to the bench has helped the spacing and fluidity of your offense between the different rotations in these last two games?
Well, I think it's even more helpful defensively initially, where again, you're a bigger team. We were able to match up well with Stanford's size, early in the game, and it helps our rebounding some. And then you get some guys that have speed and electricity and quickness off the bench, and that brings a different dimension. So I think it's been a positive the last two games, and we'll hopefully keep building on it.
Ethan?
Yeah, Coach. Remy Martin had 23 points, but added 6 assists too. Talked earlier on in the year about him being aggressive, also being a facilitator. Is this the type of game you kind of saw Remy Martin playing throughout the year?
I mean, he was locked in, man. He when he had that steal and the dunk and then the drives, he was just downhill and hitting the paint and making the right reads, and he looked like the same guy that I've had. Like, he just really had the fire. He brought it. It was tremendous. And now that you're talking about Remy, I have to just remind everyone that one of the best things I saw today was a possession we never scored on, and it was beautiful basketball on the offensive end, the way the late in the game where we were just moving it, and to their credit, they kept closing out, and we just kept driving it and finding someone else, and didn't result in a basket, but it showed progress, in our offense and our unselfishness.
Last question, Chris.
Yeah, Bobby, I know you don't want to talk too much about the officiating, but during the double bonus with 10 minutes left, you didn't get into the bonus till 1 minute. You had 6 guys with 3 fouls. Can you just speak to some of the challenges of that?
I just think that you guys are going to have to draw your own conclusions on this one. I had my view of it. I watched it. I'm happy with the result, and I'm just going to move on. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Alonzo Verge is joining us. Thank you for the time, Alonzo. We'll open it up to questions from the media. Please use the raise hand function if you have a question for Alonzo. Start off with Hode.
So, Alonzo, I know when the year started, you knew you were going to be an everyday starter, but obviously being the 6th man of the year last year in the Pac-12, coming off the bench is not foreign. It's actually a strength. But how much of a mindset change did you have to make to make that change, because we're going from a starter to coming off the bench?
One second, Alonzo, you're on mute. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, you should be good. Thank you, Alonzo.
Yeah, I'm really willing to do anything to help us win. And if that's something that that helps us win games, then I'm willing to do it. So me and Coach had a talk, and he just talked to me and let me know. And I'm willing to make those sacrifices for my guys and my team.
Ethan?
Yeah, Alonzo, you guys found a way to win tonight. What do you think made the difference between this game and some of the games earlier on in the year where you just couldn't quite pull it off at the end?
I would say experience. We got a young group of guys, and I felt like we didn't know how to finish out games very well. But I think now that they see what it takes and what we have to do, I think that they have a hang of it now, and we can finish out a lot more games.
Jordan?
Alonzo, Coach Hurley got teed up after falling after a call. You guys ever going to let him live that down a little bit?
Man, that's Coach for you. We know how Coach is, so we just let him do what he does, and if it gets to a point where it affects the team, we'll tell him, calm down, Coach. But he most likely knows what he's doing, so we just let him do him.
Michael?
Yeah, Alonzo, obviously the defensive end of the court, I mean, they had a lot of turnovers. Your defense sparked that. But, I mean, with Jalen coming off the bench, Jalen House, and, like, what he means defensively, when he comes on the court, I mean, do you guys – not that you're not playing defense. I'm obviously not saying that. But, I mean, do you pick up your level even more just because of the spark that he brings?
Absolutely. He brought the energy. He brings energy every day within practice, no matter if it's practice, walkthrough. He's talkative. as he gets older, he's going to get better and better. And I really respect him because of the things he does and how he carries himself. And he's just a good player. He's a good teammate, somebody you would want to have on your team that motivates you and does the right things. And he comes into the game, he doesn't make any excuses, and he just goes hard. And that's somebody you always want on your team.
Adam?
Hey, Alonzo, I just wanted to ask about Remy Martin because obviously big game for him. He seemed like he couldn't miss tonight, but what does that mean to you guys to have just that offensive focal point and he's going to put up the points?
I mean, Remy, he's much more than a scorer. He can score the ball, but I feel like he's good when he gets everybody involved, and that's when he's his best. We all know Remy can score, and that's what he does. And when he starts picking off the defense and getting everybody involved, then that's when we're our best. And that's just like it goes for me, myself. When I do that, we're at our best. So, Remy, I'm used to him scoring the ball at this point.
Kevin.
Hey, Alonzo, just wondering, you forced 20 turnovers. Do you guys feel like your ball pressure that you can put on other teams are going to start becoming part of your identity more?
Absolutely. That was part of our identity last year, earlier on in the year. We pressured a lot of teams, made them turn the ball over, and I feel like that's something coach want to go back to. And it's just about locking in on defense and jumping to the ball and doing the little things.
Ethan?
Yeah, so you had a big play at the end and then, of course, made the 2 free throws. But the team in general, talking about those turnovers, were suffocating with kind of full court pressure and stuff like that. Did you guys work on that during the week? And, how did you work on that? What did it look like?
To be honest, coach always wanted us to pressure. That's just something we wavered away from. And he just wanted to get back to what he does best, and that's pressure the ball, make teams go fast and turn the ball over. So I felt like he wanted to go back to what was helping us win before.
Is that something that season? As it progresses? Is that something we might see as it progresses, as the season progresses? You guys do that more?
Absolutely, and it all depends on the team. We make adjustments as we go. So if we have to pressure and we feel like we could make them turn the ball over, then that's something we're going to do.
Trevor?
Hey, Alonzo, you talked about your pressure being an identity for what you guys did last year. You brought it out earlier in the year, but it seems like tonight it was really discipline. In what ways do you feel like you guys have progressed the most just with your pressure and what you do?
Communicating. It's just the small things. Communicating, jumping to the ball, talking to your teammate when he's by himself and he's on an island and things like that. Just doing little things like that helped us win this game tonight. And our bench, they were outstanding, just being loud, vocal, letting us know, watch the back cut, just things like that. We're starting to take advantage of the gym being so quiet, and I think that's what we're doing.
Anything else for Alonzo? Jacob?
Alonzo, as you guys move forward, what are some of the things that you think you all need to do to make sure that you don't fall back into some of the tendencies that led to a 6-game losing streak and to you guys kind of falling away from where you wanted to be?
I think if we practice hard and go hard in practice and push each other, I think we will be fine. Because before we wasn't doing that. We wasn't going hard in practice. We wasn't pushing each other. And now that's something that we've done. We have 2 good practices going into this game. And I feel like that's where it starts.
All right. Thank you, Alonzo.
Thanks, Alonzo.
Stand by, everyone. Go ahead, Trevor.
Remy, you guys obviously did a great job at forcing turnovers with them. Kamani did a good job late on De Silva. Just where would you say collectively you guys have come the most as a defensive unit this season?
I think just trusting each other. I think that, through the times that we've been in, we're trying to find ourselves. And I think that once we play on the defensive end, how we did today, we're going to be hard to stop. Kamani, man, he's defensively, man, that last play was big. He went straight up, no fouls. He's been, sometimes in foul trouble, but that play was the best defensive play I've seen in a long time. So all credit to, my teammates.
Michelle?
Yes, Remy, this is like vintage Remy. You played under control. You were efficient offensively. You played hard defensively. What's been the difference for you in the last week or two?
Just my mindset. I've been going through a lot in the past, but I'm just starting to figure it out and become myself. With the help of my teammates and the coaching staff, it's been a lot easier. But things happen in life, and you just got to figure out how to maneuver around them. And that's the process I'm in now, and I think I'm okay.
Michael?
Yeah, Remy, like you're touching on the defensive end, how big is it, obviously, of a spark and just what he means when he's on the floor defensively is Jalen House for you guys? Because it just seems like the defensive intensity just goes up even more.
Right, yeah, Jalen House has been. I've been on his side since got here. From freshman year, he's been the same Jalen House. The hard work really does pay off over time, and when he has an opportunity, he's been very helpful. When you have a guy like that just wants to play defense and wants to win and bring energy, I'm lacking it. He's a great teammate, man. He always picks me up, and I appreciate him a lot.
Adam?
Hey, Remy. I know Coach mentioned that he was pleased with the free throw shooting today, and that's something that's kind of bit you guys at different points in the season. But do you feel like that's just something, it should be a given that you would get those extra points and how important they are in a close game like this?
Right, yeah, I was very disappointed in myself. Missing those free throws, kind of close the game out, give us a better chance. But, I've been putting in a lot of work, and, I'm pretty high from the free throw percentage. So I just got to trust it, and it will fall for me. Obviously I'm a competitor, and I want to, give our team the best chance. But, yeah, free throws are very important, especially in crunch time. And, I think that going forward, I'm going to start putting games away.
Doug?
I mean, just with the team's up and downs all season, how important or how much did you guys need this past week, 2 wins, just to feel good about yourself and to build a little momentum?
It's very important. I think that every game obviously is important at this point. It's like, we come in and we want to win. We want to be everything that I've been here the last 3 years, and just every game is so important. Every game, at this point in our lives, we don't know when we're going to ever play again. And maybe, next Thursday, it might be, postponed. You never know. So with that approach, you want to just make sure that, you do the work early, and you want to make sure you get the win. You never know. You might sit on a loss, it might not sit well with you. But,
Few more questions. Chris?
Hey, Remy, obviously a great game from you tonight, but also 4 of your teammates scored in double digits. How great is it for you, and how much does it put your mind at ease knowing that your other teammates can pick up that offensive production when you sub out?
Yeah, my teammates we've been through our, ups and downs, and we're all just trying to find each other and make the right plays. And, I think that we're all starting to. I haven't been playing the way I've been playing, how I'm used to playing. And, those guys helped me so much. They were there to pick me up, and I'm able to, take this team and win ball games. And those guys have been, especially tonight, have been great. And I'm just happy to have teammates that, through ups and downs, we continue to thrive and, battle it out.
Ethan?
Yeah, Remy, the team seems like a lot of the feeling now is that it's getting to where you guys wanted to be. And for you guys, it's 2 straight wins. What's the feeling around the locker room, and how far do you guys think you can go?
The feeling in the locker room is we're happy that we won, and we like the feeling of winning. And I think that the team wants to win more. We're very excited, but we realize that things can go downhill very fast. So just being able to take one game at a time, day by day, and continue to see the bigger picture. Because at the end of the day, our record, we're still losing. Winning or winning. We're not satisfied. I'm definitely not satisfied. I think that, throughout the years, you guys know how I am, and you know that what I want, and it's not going to happen on my own. So just gotta pick it up. I take all responsibility for what's going on. Too, but it's fun.
All right. Thank you for the time, Remy.
Thank you guys. Good seeing you guys.
Thanks, Remy.
That's it for tonight, everyone.
Thanks, Connor.